Hi folks, it's Aileen of Shabby.ie. We're here live in store and it's the 9th of February and guess what? It's Facebook Friday, woohoo! So today it is all about milk paint. Yes, here you have them all behind me. We are talking all about it today, how you use it, how you, do you need to prep or not? And everything you ever wanted to know. So I'm going to wait till I see a couple of people coming on and then we'll start. I'm going to work on a very small little table and of course I'm going to have a little giveaway. So can you let me know if you're there, please give me a shout. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you're there. I see some viewers joining us now and we'll get started shortly. So down the bottom of your screen today you'll see a share button. On the left hand side, I believe it is. So if you press that button and we get 10 shares today, I'm going to give this away. Yay, a large tin of whatever colour you like. These are the big colours, it's linen and antique white, but whatever colour you like. So if we get 10 shares, I'll give away one tin. If we get 20 shares, I'll give away 2 tins. So worth doing. Press the button down the bottom on the left, press the share, let everybody else know we're here and we'll give away a couple of tins of paint. Now, sorry, I'm ignoring customers, thank you. Tommy's looking after the customers. We're going to be working on this little bit of table here today. I'm going to be showing you how to apply the milk paint on this and I'll be answering all questions about it. Now, the reason I'm doing this Facebook Live today is because January is normally very quiet in retail stores, but not in the shabby shop. No, I don't know whether all of you have just been waiting for Christmas to finish so you could get those brushes out again. Let me know you're there, say hi, give me the love. Or what, or whether you've got a feeling of spring in the air and you're getting your homes ready, but there's been a massive amount of paint sold in the last couple of weeks. So to celebrate that, and of course we have lots of interest from new potential stockists around the country too, which is fantastic news for you guys. So hopefully we'll have one in your town soon. So any questions you have on the milk paint, I'm going to go around the table. Hopefully you can still see me. Hi Diane, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So I hope you can still see me here. I might move you a little bit closer. I'll move you down a little bit. The light isn't great. Now, that's better. So, any questions you have on milk paint? Have you used it before? Let me know. Say yes whether you have used milk paint, please. Hi, I see lots of likes and love coming in. Have you used the milk paint? What do you think of it? Have you any questions? So, I'm going to go straight in. Now, milk paint by General Finishes is self-priming, self-leveling, self-sealing. That is a general rule. There is, of course, always, I'm just breaking my little table here, there is always exceptions to every rule. So I'm not going to go through the prep or the priming details today because it's a whole other section. We're going to just deal with the paint. I'm going to take the top off of this little table because it's easier to paint when it's just on its own. And I am going to go straight in. I have prepared this. Hi Kerry. I have prepared this. So I've given it a scuff sand to allow the paint something to adhere to. I'm not going to prime it. I'm going to go straight in with the milk paint. I have tested it out on a leg there to make sure that it wasn't a bleeder. So I know I don't have to use the shellac primer. So I'm going to go straight in with my milk paint. Now, don't forget guys, if you want to win a tin of paint, all you have to do is go down the bottom of the page, press the share button and let people know that we're here. If I get 10 shares, I will give away a tin of paint. If I get 20 shares, I'll give away 2 tins of paint. So how do I apply milk paint? Well, on all flat surfaces, I use a mini foam roller. I don't tend to brush it on. If I do have smaller areas like spindles or leg of a chair, I use a small craft 20mm brush like this. because I find it gives me much more control. But I love the roller because the roller puts paint on thinly. And I'm always telling you, thin coats of paint dry quicker, cure quicker, and are far more durable. But most of all, thin coats of paint applied with a mini foam roller like this looked like it's been sprayed. And I mean, when I went over to the States a couple of years ago, I was one of the very few who still actually applies paint by hand. They nearly all use sprayers over there. They have these pop-up booths in their shop and they just, and it's all sprayed and done. So I was shocked to think I was one of the very few who actually still paints by hand. But I nearly always use the foam roller for that reason, and it's much quicker. You'll see when I apply it. Say hello, guys. Only 2 of you have said hello so far, and I see loads of you on there. So, and don't forget, share. Let everybody know we're here, and I'll do a giveaway. I'll pick one of you, and I'll send you out a tin of paint. So, how do I apply it? So here's our table. Hope you can see this. I'm going to move the camera down, actually. And don't forget, if you have any questions, please ask. Now, can you see what I'm doing? Maybe, Tommy, you would help me, would you? And just hold it like that for a minute. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to get my roller and I'm literally going to apply it like this. You cannot get much easier than this. Right? Thin coat of paint, and that's as thin as you want it. Right? Okay, you can put it back up now. You don't need a full coverage on your first coat of paint. And I think that's where people make the mistake. That's all right, Tommy, thanks very much. I think that's where people make the mistake. Hi, Katya. Hi, Stella. Thank you, Stella, for sharing. Do I need to add another tin to your order that's going out today? Hi, Orla. I need to start using a roller. Yes, you do. Okay, so here I want to show you. Hope you can see this. I'm trying not to get any on my good jumper. Now, see, that is a thin coat of paint. I do not have full coverage on that. And you don't want full coverage on your first coat of paint. It's okay to see some wood underneath on your first coat. You want a thin coat of paint on first. Thin coats of paint, remember, dry quicker, cure quicker, and are much more durable, and they look sprayed on. So if you want a beautiful finish, put thin coats of paint on. So you don't get a full coverage, it's nice and thin. I'll dry that off and I'll put another coat on, and then you really see the colour building up. Now, have you any questions? And don't forget to share. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Elaine. Lots of shares. Great. If we get 10 shares, one of you is going to get a 946 ml of milk paint. Now, I'm in the middle of a class here. The lady has just gone for lunch, and I want to show you what she's been working on, right? And she has been using two colours. Hi, Patricia. Does the roller use a lot of paint? No, not at all. People seem to have that idea that it does. No, I mean, I only put a small bit out there. I've used only a small bit. I use the foam roller now. I don't use the sheepskin. I find the sheepskin roller spits a bit. The foam roller is supposedly for gloss paint. But I find, and you can put on your high performance top coat with that as well, but I find it very good, and spreads so far. So this is what this girl's been working on. Right, oh, she brought this in. To see what this is? Her brother-in-law made this from an old kitchen chair, and isn't it fabulous? Look at it. And let me tell you the weight of it. So she is painting this up in two-tone. Up here we have the linen, which is the very pale cream in the milk paint, and here we have millstone. So this is going to give a cafe latte look, and she's going to do some decoupage with this napkin on it here, right? And that's going to bring in the colour to this piece, because what she's painting now is the base. She's creating a neutral base, and she's going to bring in the colour with the napkin. But what I've taught her so far in her masterclass today is how to prepare the furniture. And I am a big one on preparing, and I'm sorry if any of you think that you can just take a piece of furniture and slap on some paint. You can, thank you for sharing, but it won't stay on. I explained to her, and it's almost like she had a light bulb moment. I said to her, when you buy a piece of furniture from a shop, it has a pre-finish on it, right? Those pre-finishes are meant to repel liquid. So you know yourself, you have a piece of furniture at home, you drop a little bit of water on it, and you can just scoot it off very quickly because the finish repels the water, right? But paint is a liquid, isn't it? So why do some people think that you can just paint onto these pre-finished pieces and that it's going to stay on? I don't know, but you do need to do a little bit of prep. It only took 5 or 10 minutes. She did her prep. It totally made sense to her. And now she's gone in with the milk paint. She can't believe, the beautiful, I'm going to sit down here. She can't believe the beautiful low luster she's getting in the paint, but also how easy it is to apply. And the finish that it's giving. Now, this paint, I said to you earlier on, is self-leveling. What does that mean? So, are there any chalk paint users? Thank you for sharing, Orla. Are there any chalk paint users out there? Are you using chalk paint at the moment? So if you are, or you have used chalk paint before, you will know that it's a decorative paint and tends to give you brush marks, which is lovely on some vintage old pieces, but not great on modern furniture where you want a clean, sleek look. So self-leveling in the milk paint means you don't get that. You would have to work really hard to get brush strokes because the paint spreads much further than you think it would. So even on this little piece, now I'm going to paint the edges. I'll roll up my sleeves. I'm definitely going to get paint on my lovely. Did you use it but never liked it? The chalk paint? Well, there's you were lucky you didn't, I think it's important to try every paint. I think the girls who start businesses after going through my course, I always tell them, try different paints. Make sure that you can stand over the paint that, yes, Orla, that is a foam roller. The mini foam roller set. You can buy them anywhere. I have them on the website just for convenience for my girls, but you can buy them anywhere. But I tell the girls to please make sure you can stand over the paint that you are using if you are painting for customers. Because then you won't be nervous when they're walking out the door thinking, oh my God, is this going to be all right? You will know it's going to be all right. You're going to be confident in the product that you're using. And I have taught you how to prepare your piece properly so you have confidence that it's going to last. Plus the fact, I also tell my girls, get a care sheet. Type out your care sheet with all the details you know about that paint. What to use on it to clean it and what not to use on it. The fact that it takes 28 days to completely cure, tell them to mind their piece for the first month. Because if any damage is going to happen, it's going to be in the first month. After that, this paint is so strong, it's amazing. So I'm going to show you how far it spreads. So I've put some onto my small little, see, that's only a 20mm craft brush, right? And I'm going to go around the edges. I hope you can see me here. I'm going to go around the edges, right? Now most people would do that and then they'd go back in to dip again. No, don't do that. You've got way too much on this brush, right? Okay, I'm going to turn it again. Any more questions, guys? Come on, if you have not used milk paint, have you got any questions? Oh yes, here's a good one. This is not traditional milk paint. Traditional milk paints come in a powder form that you then have to mix with water. Maybe some of you have tried these before. I've tried them and they're grand if you want a really shabby look. They're not for this kind of finish. General Finishes milk paint is open the tin and go and close the tin again. That's my kind of paint. I don't want to be mixing up powder and then putting it in the fridge to mind it. No, my kids, they'd eat it. Now I'm on the I'm on the 5th section of this, and I still have not topped up my little brush. Now it's starting to get a little bit thinner. Don't know whether you can see that there. So I might just top it up again for the last 3 sections. But that's how far this paint goes. If you don't spread it, you're putting it on too thick. So spread it. Also, these come in 2 sizes, right? It comes in a 476 and a 943. And the 476, like half litre, people say to me, oh, that's very small. You know, I'm not going to get anything like that. You have to trust me here. Trust me at least once when I tell you that is the project size. You will get far more than you think out of that 946, because look at the coverage. I missed the starch. Did you use a primer on that piece? No, Stella. I go through all of that on the course. There are only a few times when I use the primer. This paint is self-priming, right? But that is a general rule, okay? That's not a across-the-board rule, because you have to check whether the piece you're about to paint is a potential bleeder or not. So I've tested this. Have a look at this. Oh, I'll just reach over here. See that? That's the leg. I tested that yesterday by putting antique white paint on it, right? And I let it dry and it didn't go anywhere yellow. Now, I will again, you could put high performance top coat over it and test it again, because sometimes the tannins from the stains of mid-century mahogany don't actually come through the paint until you go to put a high performance top coat over it. And then the top coat draws through the tannins and it goes yellow. But to be honest with you, this piece was made in Taiwan. I don't think it's mid-century mahogany, so I think we'll be all right with that. But I go through the reasons I prime on the course that is starting in a few weeks' time. Don't forget, if you haven't booked your place, there is an early bird. Get that man out. It's Valentine's. Hello, I want to do this course, tell him. And there's an early bird offer on. So the first few weeks is all about prep, because I do believe in good prep. And I have to tell you, Marie Webster put up a beautiful piece on Shabby Chic Projects yesterday or the day before, and the finish on it is absolutely stunning because of the preparation she does. Same with Magella Jennings, same with Geraldine Maguire. Oh, there you are. Hi, Geraldine. If you put in the work into your prep, if you listen to me as I ramble on in the course, as I ramble on in the private support group, telling you to put your 5 or 10 minutes into your prep, it really shows in your finish, guys. It really shows. I put up a little video a couple of days ago, didn't I, showing you the scratch test. Have you dared to try that on your work? Have you? Try it. And then you'll know whether your paint has adhered or not, right? Because it'll all look great. That doesn't mean it's going to stay looking great. So I'm not going to get into too much detail on the prep. I might do that another day. But it is all on the course, Stella. So you'll find it there. But look at this. While we're talking, how long are we talking? That's practically dry. That's nearly dry now. So, yeah, that's nearly dry. So I can go back in and I can roll that again. It's so easy to do. You'd have a piece painted in a day, no problem. Even be having your lunch and cups of tea in between. Now, have you any questions, guys? Have I told you them? Oh yes, what's the main difference between milk paint and chalk paint? Can anybody tell me? Am I talking to myself? There's loads of you out there. Tell me who you are, where you are, and tell me if you're a chalk paint user or you've ever used chalk paint, what you think the difference between General Finishes milk paint and other chalk paint brands are. Now, we do a chalk paint. General Finishes does a chalk paint. We don't wax over it. We use the high performance top coat over it. We have a flat. I went into that a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember our Facebook Live on high performance? But what's the difference? Okay, none of you are talking to me, so I'm going to tell you what the difference is. It is a self-sealing paint. So you do not have to put anything over General Finishes milk paint. Saying that, you know me, there's exceptions to every rule. I'm going to show you something here now. Hold on till I go over and get my little table. I've painted up this little table, and I've painted it up in lamp black. Now I'm going to try and turn this in the sun so you can see. We discussed last week about what parts of the furniture you paint and don't paint. Do you remember? Evelyn, fantastic coverage. Yes, it is. Only use chalk paint and satin paint. Okay, Virginia, you got to try the General Finishes milk paint. You'll absolutely love it. I want to show you something that I didn't show you when we discussed painting different parts of the furniture and the top coat. And I hope you can see this. The underside of this table is painted. And it's painted in lamp black. Half of it I have put high performance top coat over the paint. Not because it needs sealing, but because it's black. And darker colours tend to, your fingerprints can be seen on them. But that doesn't happen if you put a high performance top coat over it. And also on the darker colours, like the black and the coastal blue, no prep before. Evelyn, there's always prep. No, there's always prep. You always need to clean and sand your piece. Priming, maybe, maybe not. But yes, there is prep. Any good painter will do prep. So this piece, I put high performance top coat on half the paint, and I want you to see the difference. Now, let me see. Oh, I need to get this so you can see it. Now, can you see this? This side, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I think now, can you see it there? One side, that's this side here, has high performance top coat on it. And this side here has not. So the colour is not as enhanced. See how much duller the colour is? And also, I don't know if you can see, there's a few little fingerprints. So putting the high performance top coat over the paint is an option for you on high wear areas, and I put that down, on high wear areas and on the deeper colours. All my cottage industry girls, all the girls who do, oh good, you could see it. They all put the high performance top coat over it because it really gives it a professional finish. Guys, if you've just joined us, I am going to give away a large tin of 946 if I get 10 shares on this post, right? So get sharing. Down the bottom on the left hand side, you'll see a share button, and that lets other people know that we're there. That is sending out the love to me, and I will send the love back, and I will treat one of you to a 946 mil of paint. And if I get 20 shares, I'm going to give away 2 paints, because we've had an absolute bumper month on paints and a huge amount of interest. It looks like General Finishes, rightly so, is becoming Ireland's favourite paint for upcycling furniture because it's easy to use and it's professional. Now, any more questions? Thank you for sharing, Virginia. You might win yourself your first one to try. Now, this is only open to the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. I can't ship abroad as yet, the paint, but that is coming, as are lots of new stockists. So, I've told you it's self-priming, self-leveling, self-sealing. Thank you for sharing. Joan shared again. Lovely. Definitely one of you is going to get a tin of paint today. So, self-priming, self-leveling, self-sealing. I use it, if you have a sprayer, it's ideal for spraying. Ethna, thank you for sharing. I don't have a sprayer. I don't do as much painting anymore as I used to, as I'm too busy training everybody else to do it. So I use a mini foam roller. That will give you the same look as if it's been sprayed, right? And a little brush like this for cutting in. That's all you need. The high performance top coat is optional. It's fantastic over the darker colours. It enhances them. It stops any fingerprints, and it gives a very professional finish. You'll see most of the pictures I share of people have the high performance top coat over it, but it is optional. A small little piece like this girl is painting here. Did you see this? If you only just joined us, she's in the middle of a class. Sarah, she's going to be back in a minute. We probably won't be sealing this because it's going up on the wall. Not sealing it, it's self-sealing. We won't be putting the high performance top coat over it because it's not needed. But I will be explaining to her what it is. There's some weight in that chair. I've asked her brother-in-law to see would he make even more, and we can sell them in the shop. Would you guys like these? I love this. So, no more questions? Lots of shares. Tommy, would you go onto the page and see, have we reached our 10 shares? Make the husband do some work. But I'm going to leave this open till the end of the day at least, because not everybody can join us at 1 o'clock. Tips for watching. Oh, tis for watching. Tis loving the lunch break tutorial. Yes, but not everybody can join us at 1 o'clock, Orla. So I'm going to leave this competition open till the end of the day. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to choose one of you guys. There's only 28, 30 of you on there at the minute. So then 1 in 3, you've got a good chance of getting yourself a nice large tin of milk paint. Can I just have an answer from how many of you have not tried it yet? Okay. Say, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm looking forward to. Comment, say, and let me know if you haven't tried it yet. Okay, and if you haven't, then your name is going in the tin, in the bucket, like everybody else's, and I'll pull one out later on. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope I've told you everything I can about the milk paint. It's just so easy to use. You have to try it. None of my customers go back to using chalk paint after using this. I didn't. I'm an ex-chalk paint user. I haven't tried it yet, Patricia, but would love to. Okay, Joan, I haven't tried it yet. Virginia Manil, I haven't tried it yet. Oh, good. Lots of you on here that haven't tried it. Get sharing, and I'm going to send you one. Oh, this is good. I'm delighted. Thank you so much for joining me. It's all available at shabby.ie. Don't forget, the course is starting on the 1st of March, and the early bird offer is only till Valentine's Day. So you need to give that man a dig and tell him, I don't want flowers. I want, my husband's in there laughing. Give him a dig, tell him, I don't want flowers. I want this course, please, for Valentine's Day or for Mother's Day. And he'll be delighted because he'll get an early bird offer. I haven't tried it yet. Stella, yours is on the way. There's an order going out to you today. And Ethna, I haven't tried it yet, but really looking forward to it. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I'm going to sign off because I need to get back to this girl and her masterclass. And thank you for joining me on Facebook Friday. Bye-bye. Oh, I have to finish out the